You're watching WLWT News 5, leading the way.
And welcome back. You know, as artificial intelligence becomes a bigger part of everyday life, many parents are wondering how to keep our kids safe, right? From homework help to social media and beyond, AI is really changing the way our kids learn, communicate, and even grow. So expert and parenting coach Carrie Brown joining me again from Beach Acres Parenting Center. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having
as always.
me again.
I feel like you're just like that calming voice. Sometimes I even need, and I know a lot of parents out there feel. So first of all, let's talk about this. Have you heard from any clients who say that they feel like their kids are using this and they're concerned? I imagine this is a big topic these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Parents, I mean, technology in general can be overwhelming because we can't really stay one step ahead of our kids, like I thought I was going to do before I was a parent. But it is that concern of like, how do I talk to my kids about this? And what do I say to my kids when I don't understand it myself?
Right, like what's the right answer?
Yeah.
What should parents be saying to their kids about using AI? Because I think initially I was so anti, let's say a year ago, and my college kid was like, Mom, it's a way of life. You need to embrace it and stop being afraid of it. And I thought, okay, well that, I need to listen to him.
It's true. And that's the perfect example of getting curious with our kids, because it is here, and so we don't want to shy away from those conversations, because kids, you might be surprised, even younger kids might have used it at school or have a friend who uses it. So I think the first step is connecting with your kids and saying, tell me what you know about it and how you might use it.
What do you do if your kids may be turning to, ChatGPT or some sort of AI for actual problems instead of turning to us parents?
Right, that's scary because like ChatGPT is always there and doesn't get distracted.
Right.
Like myself can get distracted. And so it's an easy place to go. So I think if you have younger kids, it's really important first to start modeling that I go to friends first, or I go reach out to people when I have a problem. And then as they're getting older, talk to them about who do you feel safe with if you don't feel safe talking to me about a problem. Because we want to say, of course, you can come to me, I want you to talk to me, but I think the first piece of it is understanding like their need to do that might be for privacy reasons, it might be because they're not comfortable quite talking to you, or they're afraid of your reaction. So then the next step is, okay, who can you talk to? Because talking to people is more important. Because as we all know with the studies, like 40% of teenagers are using it. But we want them to understand that it might not take you in the direction you want to go, and it might say things to you that are not true and or scary or guide you in a really dangerous way.
And we even did a study on this where people were using it for therapy, and too often it's sort of, almost like just siding with you just to be kind of agreeable with you. And I think a lot of times, of course, kids don't need that. They need the honesty. Finally, what are some of the signs that I think could be red flags for us as parents? When do we start to really get involved?
Yeah, I think as a parent, you know your kid the best. So if you're noticing that they're acting different, if they're isolating more than normal, if you're seeing some behaviors or even saying something, I think the most important thing as a parent is to connect with your kids as much as possible and build trust and relationship. I heard like rules without relationship equals rebellion, which I think is so relevant in this of like, we want to make sure that if we have that connection with them, they can come to us and have conversations, even hard conversations, and then even share about yourself. Like, I know I've used AI for this reason. What do you think? And then what are your concerns about AI?
I like that. And I always say, just even those times where it's not forced, where it doesn't have to be around the dinner table or right when they get home from school, I purposely, my husband always laughs at me that I get up early even though and take my son to school, even though the bus comes right, outside of our house. But I say, I learn more on those trips to and from school than I do at dinner,
Yes,
because
the
I
car
feel like,
rides are the best.
if they kind of let their guard down a little bit.
Because they don't like this.
Yeah.
They don't want to have that. So if you can do it in the car while you're going out for ice cream, whatever. Yeah.
Carrie, thanks so much as always.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having me.
You being here. And like Carrie was saying, as AI continues to evolve, the key really is for parents and for all of us to stay involved and keep the communication open. So for more information, go to beachacres.org. We're also going to have all of that information for you on our website, WLWT.com. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me again.
All right. Enjoying the sunshine today.